because I've grown, as a content creator and as a person, and I don't agree with some of the videos I've posted.
10 years is a long time on the internet, and everybody loves 2016. But many of your favorite YouTubers are just out of the picture for various reasons.
Hi. If you've been watching me for a while, then you know that I have done a lot of things in my past that I hate.
Some of them now work regular jobs, some started families, and one of them has just been released from prison. But a prime example of the roller coaster ride that YouTubers experience is the first person on our list, Gabby Hanna. Like many 2010s YouTubers, Gabby came into the spotlight through Vine, which was a video platform with 6-second clips.
All right, see you later. I'll see you soon. See you in a bit. See you in a jiffy. I'll see you in hell, you little bitch.
Controversially, Vine did not allow its creators to monetize, and they themselves had many issues with monetization, which led to them shutting down. And this forced many of its stars to branch out into YouTube or Instagram. And Gabby was one of the few Vine stars to successfully switch up from 6-second clips to long-form content on YouTube. She gained momentum through makeup tutorials and storytime videos, and even branched out into music, and her song Monster led to this popular meme format. Gabby was loved by many, especially her fan base, but also attracted a lot of hatred. One of her stories involved speaking about a classmate she went to school with who died of a drug overdose, and she didn't ask the family's permission to talk about this. She also called out someone for giving bad reviews of her poetry book, which initiated pile-ons from her fans. And these are just some of her many controversies. But a major turning point in her popularity was when she spread a rumor about Trisha Paytas.
Was she's bringing up like, hey, I don't even know why this started. Was she's bringing up again on John Muller, like, hey, I don't know why she's talking about this in November. Oh, you don't? Oh, Gabby, let me refer you to tons of videos down there that have showed fact for fact, date by date, you posting in November that I had herpes yet again on your Instagram story. Up until that point, yes, we talked privately, when you kept wanting to hang out with me in May and June. And I said, hey, Gabby, this is why I don't want to be your friend. Okay, cool. November is when you posted it on your Instagram story after you kept asking everyone I hung out with if I talked about you, which is why I made the video to let you know this is why I talked about you and this is why I don't like you. Which is why I made the video, because you posted on your Instagram story that I had herpes. You did not blur out my name. You put Trisha fucking Paytas in your Instagram story when you asked Gabby DeMartino why, if I talked about you, and she goes, well, she had to try and be like, oh, I kind of did. I don't know. I do. You're a terrible person. You're an actual terrible person.
As time went on, she seemed eager to permanently switch from being a YouTuber to a full-time musician, but this was not working out.
Am I fucking imagining things? And like, is like that feeling of when you look at butterflies or like any of my music videos and you see those millions and millions of views, right? And then it's like, okay, well, people with my music, right? And then when you put up a video being like, this is my dream, and like, I need to escape this toxic cycle, I need to get out of this, and like, music is my way and my passion and the one thing I care about, and like, you're used to your performing a certain way, and then it does it so drastically, like from 11 million views, 7 million views, like my music videos all have like millions and millions of views, right? And then Bad Karma, this one that I was like, holy shit, like this is my gem. Like I know Bad Karma's good. The charts know Bad Karma's good. The Apple Music and Spotify Music playlisting knows this song is good, right? And then you see it has 700,000 views in a month. And you're like, oh my God, people hate me.
And her YouTube career was further at risk when she was involved in a controversy with a Vine star named Curtis Laporte. In 2013, Curtis was arrested and admitted to graping the YouTuber Jesse Smiles. He later took a plea deal on a charge of felony assault, and the charge was dropped to a misdemeanor months later. But according to this leaked call between Smiles and Gabby Hanna, Gabby was still on speaking terms with him.
Because I genuinely do not know how people knew about it.
And why'd you pick up to him?
I didn't have the number saved. That's the first situation, was a FaceTime call. The second situation was when we were at an event and you tried to take a selfie with me, and I was like, no, that's not happening. And then the event that I'm assuming you have to be talking about is when I was at 1600 Vine, and then he came there. I think I was at Lele's, and then he showed up, and I was like, oh, no. He tried to talk to me and pull me aside there.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's a completely different situation.
So Gabby is confirming that she has talked to Curtis on multiple occasions and that he was trying to talk to Gabby and she allowed it to happen, which is exactly what she says has not been the case for the longest time.
And it seems like these persistent controversies and negative attention are what led to her downfall. As of 2024, she seems to now have a much more chilled and less dramatic way of earning a living.
My name's Gabby, and I'm your new instructor at the Lawrence County YMCA. I can't even tell my thighs are burning because I'm having so much fun and looking so good doing it. Am I dancing or am I swimming my waist? Take part in our 3 new dance-inspired fitness classes. No dance experience required, all fitness levels encouraged.
She still appears online and sometimes reignites some old feuds, but has also pivoted to a more spiritual person.
And always be praying for discernment. Always be praying for protection by Jesus Christ, our Savior, because no spirit in the universe can go toe-to-toe with Jesus. As long as you are professing his name, as long as you are putting your faith that Jesus is going to protect you, you don't have to be afraid to ask questions. You don't have to be afraid to accidentally damn your soul. God wants you to ask questions. He wants you to get to know him.
While many female YouTubers during this time came up through storytime videos and makeup blogs, male content creators usually excelled in prank videos, and David Dobrik is a prime example of just how dangerous this type of content could get. Just like Gabby, David successfully transitioned from Vine and became one of the biggest YouTubers, and well known for his group The Vlog Squad, which Gabby was briefly a member of too. One of his most infamous pranks was when a member named Seth was asked to make out with Vlog Squad member Corinna Koff, who would be in an old man costume when they were making out. In reality, he was making out with a 45-year-old man named Jason Nash. And David managed to somehow pull the same prank on more than one occasion. Seth went on to complain about this and how he had technically kissed Jason without giving consent. In response, a member of the Vlog Squad dropped this video, which happened 5 months before kissing Jason.
Do I have permission to try to prank you again and get you to make out with Jason?
I'm very confused by that, because how the hell could you be so confident to tell me that I have to consent to something that I'm not going to know that I'm going to do?
However, this video proved that Seth only gave consent on the second occasion.
But what was not there was any evidence that Seth was okay with the first time, which appears to be the first time that he was tricked. And if anything, knowing that he was actually tricked the first time, it resulted in many people believing, well, he was kind of just worn down at that point.
A much more worrying case came soon afterward in Business Insider magazine. A female extra named Hannah made some very heavy accusations about one of David's friends. In the article, it read, in phone interviews with Insider, Hannah accused Dom of raping by engaging in SA with her that night while she was so incapacitated by alcohol that she could not consent. She says members of the Vlog Squad supplied alcohol to her and her friends who were too young to buy it themselves. Dobrik filmed Hannah at the apartment, and as she entered the bedroom with his friend, he edited and uploaded the footage as a, quote, threesome plot a few days later. In a vlog called She Should Not Have Played With Fire, before it was deleted at Hannah's request. It was viewed 5 million times. Very importantly, David Dobrik asked Hannah permission before uploading the video, but she claims that she felt pressured to do so. In response to all of this controversy, David apologized for the Seth situation.
Because I've grown, as a content creator and as a person, and I don't agree with some of the videos I've posted. With the Seth situation, I'm sorry to Seth, because like I said, I would just want to make videos where everybody in it, whether you're participating or watching, is enjoying and having a good time. And I missed the mark with that one, and I'm really sorry.
But gave a very vague response to the Hannah situation.
I don't stand for any kind of misconduct, and I've been really disappointed by some of my friends, and for that reason, I've separated from a lot of them.
This led to a heavier backlash, and he finally had to address the issue head on.
I want to start this video off by saying I fully believe the woman who came out against Dom and said she was assaulted by him. As it was reported, the next day, I got consent to post the video. Even though I got the consent to post that video, I should have never posted it. And what I understand now, and I didn't understand before, is that she sent that text because she felt like she had to, not because she wanted to. And that's f***ed up.
And he acknowledged the, quote, power dynamics at play in these videos.
I was completely disconnected from the fact that when people were invited to film videos with us, especially videos that relied on shock for views or whatever it was, that I was creating an unfair power dynamic. I did not know this before. It was completely wrong, and I wish I was more responsible, and I wish I was more aware at the time, and I'm so sorry I missed that. I didn't know what was going on in that room, and I should have been. I should have been there, and I should have been making sure that everybody involved was taken care of and wasn't uncomfortable.
But these statements were merely damage control at this stage, and many of his big sponsors like DoorDash and HelloFresh had already cut ties. And in 2022, David had a $20 million lawsuit on his hands.
David Dobrik, the YouTube sensation, is now being sued over this stunt that went very wrong.
Yes, that's Dobrik back in 2020 at the helm of an excavator he rented, swinging his co-star Jeff Wittick around. It was all part of David's massive social media comeback. Problem is, Jeff came back.
In recent years, David Dobrik is now making much more content on Snapchat for the past 6 or so years, and has made a recent and slower comeback to YouTube, and also just running a pizza restaurant which seems to be operating at a loss.
What I want these new videos to be is I want to have less bits and more of just like what we're doing week to week. So this is our first attempt at a new style of video. I'm turning 30, so I had an idea. I'm gonna post every single week on here for 15 weeks leading up to my 30th birthday.
Ultimately, prank video channels sometimes have to take huge risks, especially during this era and the level of competition they were under. And the next YouTuber who made similar content, but a lot more extreme, ended up in prison. Vitaly is a Russian YouTuber based in the US and best known for his Russian hitman pranks.
That's my bag.
No, that's not your bag.
That's my bag.
That's not your bag. Pleasure doing business with you, sir. Thank you.
Where you going with my bag, man? What the fuck you doing?
That's my bag.
Get out of here. I just laid it down. You just walked in trying to take my fucking bag. What are you doing?
Do you understand?
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Is this the dead baby in there?
Eventually, he launched his own website called Vitaly Uncensored, which involved him doing even wilder X-rated pranks. But in 2020, one controversy almost ended his career.
The story came out on TMZ basically saying that a woman was running in Miami, jogging or something along those lines, and Vitaly jumped out of the bushes and allegedly attacked her and beat her in the woods, or no, along some path or something. I believe it might have been Miami.
Yeah, it was in Miami.
No real clue what might have motivated this. I mean, it sounds pretty flabbergasting. Like, why would anyone
up a
do
random
that?
person that you don't even know,
Yeah.
and you would hide in the bush? Like what?
It just doesn't sound.
She had like a gash above her eyebrow or some.
Wait, so it was for a video, or we don't know?
We don't know. I mean,
Why would you do that for a
she said that she didn't know him and did not
never
even know
talked
who
to
he was.
him.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I reached out to a person from his team who I'm actually friends with. He told me that he couldn't make a statement about it right now. I actually messaged Vitaly on Instagram. He didn't respond to me. Keemstar, I believe, reached out to Vitaly and didn't respond either. And I went on Vitaly's Instagram this morning and looked at his story. He's promoting the site, and he's just like hanging out like with girls, with his filmer or whatever. He's just like making regular ass Instagram story posts as if it's like all good. He does have like thousands of comments calling him a woman beater on the most recent post. But I mean, and then I went to look again and I saw that he actually deleted the post of him being out there in the yard with the girls.
Vitaly has since explained his version of events.
My friends decided to come to shoot for Vitaly Uncensored, and you know when they say when you take mushrooms with other people, you might have a bad trip. So I decided to double my dosage. I took 60 grams of mushrooms. That's 17 times more than an average person should take. I just have flashbacks from this. I see this girl jogging, and the TMZ article lied. I did not jump out of the bushes. She's running towards me. Last thing I remember is, please help. And I tried to hug her, and she pushed me or whatever. I hit her, and I realized what I was doing on top of her, and I was like, what the And I didn't even run back to the house. The article says I tried to hit my house. I didn't know what was happening. I walked back to the house, and then my security came 5 minutes late because my friends called my security, like, we can't calm Vitaly down. You need to be here now. And he's like an ex-cop. Like, I just needed to get knocked out by my friends. Like, I'm sorry, they shouldn't have done that. But, and, you know, and he came, and then he's like, somebody wants to speak to you outside. And I'm like, what? I'm like, so hi, police. I'm like, okay, well, sure, I haven't done nothing wrong. And I walk outside, and they just handcuff me. There's a video on YouTube. They arrest me. But while they're arresting me, I think they're tripping. The cops are tripping. And I was like, I need to save this whole world. So I'm trying, in the video I say, listen guys, listen, and I can't continue because I can't put my speech together. But what I was gonna try to tell them, if you turn off your sirens and you stop talking and let me go to sleep, I'll wake up sober and you guys will be sober. But when you're on mushrooms, you can't put that much mushrooms. You can't put two and two words together. And then I just remember going to jail and coming closer to reality. And then somebody told me what happened. I was like, what am I charged for? And just, that's it. My life just crashed.
Vitaly apologized to the woman, and this incident was resolved through a private settlement. And instead of pulling pranks on random people, he pivoted towards tracking and humiliating child predators, something we can all get behind. Most notably, one of his victims, or you could say one of the perpetrators, screenwriter CJ Cox.
You caught a Hollywood director or a Hollywood screenwriter like meeting up with a young boy or young girl?
Yeah.
What was the story there?
What's the story? That was insane. Me and Brandley Martin and I went, and there was this old guy. We caught him, and apparently we're going social media, and he like wrote like Space Jam, Twins with Arnold, and all these movies, and we're like, what the fuck? That was crazy. And yeah, that went super viral. And then a few days ago, we caught another guy, producer. That exploded. And then another day, we caught a guy who worked for Nickelodeon.
But despite escaping jail, on a 2025 trip to the Philippines, he found himself in serious trouble with the police. Vitaly was arrested for harassment and theft. He spent 9 months in prison and was then deported to Russia. The Filipino politician said, "Let this be a reminder to all our visitors here in the Philippines that while we welcome tourists and treat them with respect, we also expect them to follow our laws, just as we do when we travel abroad. We have no ill feelings against Vitaly. He has served his time, shown remorse, and is now a free man when he returns to Russia." Upon release, he is returned to catching predators and exposed this guy for apparently trying to meet up with a 16-year-old girl.
Yeah, oh, you swear now. No. You have two Snapchats. We're not fucking
Please
stupid.
read the text. Please, someone, please. Someone, please read the text.
The police will come and read it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's one of those, you're one of those tech Indians, smart ones, huh? Two Snapchats?
No.
Motherfucker. Motherfucker. I know you.
Blast your company to everybody that you're a pedophile that own a company. What's the name of his company? What's the name of his company so we can let everybody know that the pedophile owns this company?
So what do you think? What's your take on it? What do you think happened? He deleted the Snapchat? Like, what happened?
Yeah,
But on this occasion, Vitaly and his team made a monumental mistake.
So I mean, like, this is the clear-cut mistake that they made. The decoy, who her job is to talk to as many guys as possible on dating apps and then move them over to Snapchat, tell them her fake age, and, like, get them to meet up. That never happened. She never told me anything.
Are you suing Vitaly?
I'm keeping all my options open. Right now, my number one concern is the mental health of myself, my family, and the people around me.
Many creators saw YouTube merely as a springboard to other opportunities, and Casey Neistat is a great example of how far YouTube can take you. What makes his story so inspiring is that he grew up broke and dropped out of high school, but found an outlet for his talent on YouTube and through film. Then he received a fellowship with the Sundance Institute's New Frontier Artist Residency program at MIT. The university noticed that many people who knew how the internet worked were not able to code, so Casey was partnered with people who could code at MIT and came up with his own platform.
Beam is a technology company that about a year and a half ago, I founded with my friend Matt. What's happening?
We're about to go live.
We are about to send Beam live on the App Store globally, right? All right, click it. Is it live?
It's live. Well, that's scary.
We are officially live in the App Store. How'd that feel, Matt?
Feels pretty good. And soon-to-be-canceled Kevin Spacey was also an ambassador for the product.
When recording videos with Beam, the screen is completely black. So you have no way of previewing or editing the content before it's automatically shared. So what you capture is authentic and unfiltered.
The app was incredibly successful for a brief period of time, but was then faced with a major problem.
An unbelievable amount of people downloaded the app and loved it and used it, but ultimately, like, Snapchat was better. And Snapchat, like, this is right when Snapchat Stories came out. When Snapchat Stories came out, I'm like, whoa, this is like what we built, but better in every way. Like, this is so good, and ours feels...
the cat ears, man.
Yeah. The rainbow mouse, like, this is so much better than what we built.
Yeah.
And, you know, we pivoted and we did a bunch of stuff. We built a really strong community. But ultimately, like, the app just did not succeed.
But working on this app wasn't a complete waste of time, because Casey Neistat met with people from CNN and they decided that the company could be repurposed.
You know what, though? Your technology sucks. I was like, CNN has bad tech. Your app is like late 2000s app. Like, your website looks like something that's like belongs on AOL. Like, it's terrible. I was like, there's an opportunity there. And he handed me off to his people, who were very smart. And we got excited, like, let's buy your company. And they weren't buying an app because the app was not successful.
They're just buying the tech behind it.
They were buying the tech behind it. They were buying this amazing team that we had built. They were buying, like, access to Matt, my partner. They're buying access to me and my insight. And, like, we had all these ideas together. And, like, that's how they bought my company for, like, a lot of money.
Yeah. Can we say how much?
Casey publicly sold the business for $20 million, but possibly much more. As well as being an entrepreneur, Casey's very much a family man and now has a 28-year-old son that he had when he was very young, alongside two much smaller kids that he had with Candace, the wife that he had throughout his entire vlogging era. And this could be the reason behind his semi-retirement, where he only posts a couple of videos per year. In the past month, though, he seems to be uploading on a much more regular basis again. However, what has really divided his fans in recent years has been his very vocal support for a certain country.
I think much like you would with the United States, you should be able to criticize some of the things this country does and still love this country. And that's how I feel about it. And that's not to say I criticize everything they do. I don't understand Israeli politics. I don't pay attention to that shit. All I know is it's a country filled with great people that has an incredible history.
Roman Atwood was another YouTuber that was from the pranking era, and his story, while he had the wholesome family, reveals one of the darkest sides of becoming famous as a YouTuber. In fact, he was actually advised by the FBI to stop posting content. After New Year's Eve in 2019, Roman Atwood became largely inactive on social media, offering no explanation for his absence. He would only upload occasionally, mainly to address and dismiss the growing conspiracies about why he had stopped posting. Then, in January of 2021, he shared a personal update during the birth of his son, which was his fourth child with his wife, Brittany. But in September of 2022, on the Impulsive podcast, Roman explained the disturbing reasons behind his absence. Roman had a stalker, but what makes this story all the more disturbing is that Roman also talks about some of the, quote, nicer stalkers he had, and how they were never a problem. Since May of 2024, he's been back on YouTube regularly. He also brought the merchandise store Bunker Branding and has his own laundromat.
How are y'all? Good, how are you, Roman? Nice to meet you, brother. You're from Michigan. Heck yeah, dude. Go Bucks, right? Can I get a picture? Of course, let's do it.
Roman also spent $600,000 on a helicopter, which he used for this viral video with the fitness influencer Ashton Hall.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
Alongside the YouTube prank era was a much more provocative style of comedy that hasn't aged very well. One person who highlights just how much cultural sensitivities have shifted is Shane Dawson. A lot of Shane's humor revolved around ethnic stereotypes and videos like these.
This is a story all about how my life got twisted.
it upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there and tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air.
Shane became more educated about the history behind blackface and apologized, but in a very unconvincing manner.
First of all, I'm not racist. But this video is not me defending myself or telling you why I'm not racist. And I love black people, guys. It's not that. This video is me apologizing because I understand why some people think that.
But whenever he overstepped the mark, he simply apologized and his career continued to progress. He got his own TV show, his own TV series, and book deals. But in 2020, in the aftermath of the death of George Floyd, there was a renewed conversation about blackface, and Shane gave yet another apology video.
Hi. If you've been watching me for a while, then you know that I have done a lot of things in my past that I hate, that I wish I could make go away, that I try to make go away by deleting videos or untagging my Instagram things or literally doing whatever I can to pretend like those things didn't happen. Because yes, I apologize for a lot of them, but I'm 31, almost 32. Those apologies suck. I don't know who that person is anymore. Every apology video I've ever made has been from fear. It's me sitting at home thinking the whole world hates me and crying and hyperventilating and then just turning on a webcam and just saying I'm sorry and then hoping people know I'm a good person and then it'll go away. And that is stupid. That is something that a child does, not something that a 31-year-old man does.
But this apology video only unearthed all of the distasteful jokes Shane made in the past. In particular, a resurfaced clip where he pretended to please himself while looking at a poster of an 11-year-old Willow Smith sparked universal outrage. As you can imagine, Willow's family was revolted by this footage. Her brother Jaden tweeted, "Shane Dawson, I am disgusted by you sexualizing an 11-year-old girl who happens to be my sister. Is the furthest thing from funny and not okay in the slightest bit." And Jada Pinkett wrote, "To Shane Dawson, I'm done with the excuses." In June of 2020, Target announced that it was removing Shane Dawson's books, I Hate My Selfie, and It Gets Worse from its shelves. Meanwhile, YouTube indefinitely suspended monetization on all 3 of Shane's channels. But like many YouTubers of this era, he didn't disappear and merely disappeared off of people's radar.
Guys, turn on the notification bells. Like I'm posting. You know what I mean?
No,
people are
I
like,
know you.
no. Somebody came up to me and they said, "Come back." And I said, "Girl, I'm here."
And one of the top comments read, "When someone gets canceled, all you have to do is hope they actually grow from it, and it seems Shane has." Another trend of this era was couples running their own YouTube channels together, and our next example shows just how complicated this dynamic can become over time. Jesse Wellens and Gina Smith were a couple who did prank content, but in a much more family-friendly way. They had 2 popular channels, Prank vs. Prank and BF vs. GF. Throughout the 2010s, they gained millions of subscribers. However, in May of 2016, they decided to reveal what was happening away from the cameras.
Gina and I, for some while now, been having a lot of issues in our relationship, and it's been hard. A lot of stuff goes on that we don't record, of course, because we only want to show the positivity and awesomeness of our vlogs, and we don't show a lot of the hardships of our vlogs, and we try not to. And
so everybody thinks everything's perfect, that we have a perfect life, and it's really not at all what people sometimes think. Everybody has problems, everybody has issues, and we choose not to put that in the videos usually.
And I mean, the hard thing is we share our life with you every day, every single day for maybe about 7 years now.
I don't know if it was that long, but it was really, really long.
And I don't know. I mean, we long story short, Gina and I, it's just like telling a bunch of kids that their parents are getting divorced, basically. But Gina and I are going to take a break from vlogging. We're going to take a break from each other.
And just like with a divorce, they divided their assets. Jesse got control of Prank vs. Prank, and Gina took control of BF vs. GF. And through both of their channels, it started to unravel why they broke up.
And then it got to a point where it was like, are we doing this stuff because we love each other? Are we doing this stuff because we need to get this video done? And that was every day. So like, I didn't realize what it was doing at the time. I was just like really loving the dopamine hit of how much attention we're getting. It's an addiction, and how much self-worth I put into that. And my mom was struggling with addiction and mental health, right? And then my mom commits suicide amongst all of this. But I was so concentrated on my vlogs. You know, I had this weird grief that I wasn't there supportive enough. When that happened, I kind of like, a fuse just broke and I quit. I'm at the peak. We were just the most viewed YouTubers on the platform. I broke it off with my partner. I was in a raw place, you know. I was like, just did a lot of unhealthy habits afterwards, kind of like stopped doing YouTube the way I was and just would do things that felt fun for me. But the things that felt fun for me didn't translate to the audience or what they signed up for originally. Oh my God, they don't like it. Just spiraling until I finally got to a point where I kind of separated myself and it doesn't matter anymore.
And I think what caused the breakup was when Jesse's mother passed away. It was not long after that we broke up, and it was very sad for both of us, and obviously extremely devastating for Jesse. He kind of went through a mental and emotional state of mind where he just wanted to let go of everything in his life, and that's kind of what happened. Like, everything unraveled and crumbled, and that's what happened. As sad as it was and as strange as it felt, that's actually normal for people to do that, and it's normal for people to experience these types of feelings and behaviors when they're grieving and dealing with a death, especially somebody close to them.
And like many YouTubers on this list, they haven't really gone away, but are just a lot less relevant. Jesse's most popular video this year was not from his own channel, but when he directed for another channel. He works with Snoop Dogg's AI agency, Death Row AI, and is credited as the director in Snoop Dogg's music video for Slid Off. But there's one 2016 YouTuber that has somehow managed to become even bigger than he was 10 years ago. DDG started posting on YouTube in 2014, but once he got monetized and saw the money coming in each month, he decided to grab the opportunity.
Everyone wants to be monetized on YouTube. Like, you can make from $10,000 to $20,000. When I was in college, I was making $30,000 a month, $18,000 a month. Here and there, when I first dropped out of college, I had $50,000 in the bank. And I moved over to LA. And when I got to LA, because as soon as I started making big money, I wanted to take advantage of it and take that leap. You know, sometimes you got to take that leap. Sometimes you got to quit your job. Sometimes you got to make sacrifices when you feel like you got something.
DDG was asked if there was a specific viral video that made him successful, and he gave a very illuminating answer.
So what was the video that brought you to, that made you become a millionaire?
I mean, it was really just my consistency. I was posting 3 times a day at one point. And these like quality vlogs. These ain't just like no one.
And you were editing them, or were
I was
they
editing
like straight?
them bitches. I was editing them. Like, I film it, edit it, upload it, go to the next video. Same day. Like, it was days I didn't eat. Cause I'm like, damn, bro, I gotta see this number jump. That's all I was focused on, for real.
DDG branched into different platforms and different types of entertainment, but all of this was underpinned by a very strong work ethic. And when diss tracks became a popular trend on YouTube, he now had the perfect opportunity to combine his YouTube success with his musical aspirations.
Then I started fucking with the music shit. Like, I was doing like diss tracks, and I was just doing it because it was making hella money. And then YouTube.
Because you had a diss track to Yachty, right?
Yeah. yeah. So it was like, I was like, okay, let me do these little diss tracks. It was popping at the time, and my shit was hitting like millions and millions and millions of views. So I'm like, bet. So and then I, came to the realization that they really was just with my music.
Yeah.
These two careers worked hand in hand. Because of his success on YouTube, he now had leverage when negotiating record deals.
So how did you get a deal with Epic where they allowed you to keep your original masters?
I just, just negotiation and having leverage coming in the game and coming in with numbers and already a following and people are already hearing my name buzzing and shit. It was just like I already went gold. You know what I'm saying? I want my masters.
In the 2020s, his career should have slowed down, but only got bigger. He branched out into Snapchat and apparently made an insane amount of money from it.
I can't even tell, like, I'm talking M's though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even talking, I'm not gonna tell niggas a number, but bro, I'm talking about niggas getting M's though. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit was not a game. Like, not even no. I say, bro, listen. Last thing I'm gonna say, because I ain't trying to be too federal. I don't give a fuck how long you see me on YouTube, how long I was on YouTube vlogging, 7 vlogs a day, 3 vlogs a day. I ain't never made more money on another social media as fast and as much as I made on Snapchat. No bullshit. No exaggeration. Not a game. Not a game.
You make a lot from Snap?
Not no more.
They patched it, I heard, yeah.
They patched it.
But a year ago was crazy, right? What were they paying you?
Like top of last year, like before it got patched.
Yeah.
Nigga, 3 months. Eminem.
Shut the fuck up.
No, matter of fact, Eminem and a half, no bullshit.
For 3 months.
I was killing them. But I'm talking about, bro, my Snapchat's damn near like, it's like
everything.
He was one of the earliest rappers to appear on Aiden Ross's stream and befriend him. He had a high-profile relationship and child with celebrity Halle Bailey. While many rappers like Lil TJ and others dabbled with streaming, DDG was streaming every single day.
What, you be on this like every day?
Nah, I be trying to be, bro. You know, it's the new wave.
I'm 100% lost and I'm disappointed in myself. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just like, yo, I gotta stay up to date. You feel me? I don't know nothing. Shit don't even feel real. I'm on this right now.
And even when DDG had a turbulent breakup with Halle Bailey and temporarily lost custody of his son, he continued to put the work in. This work ethic and ambition can really be seen in August of 2025 when he launched his dating show, Are You My Ball? Here he aimed to make something with the production value of a TV show, but funded from his own pockets.
Man, you tried to cancel me for spending. Y'all wanna know how much? I'm gonna just tell you how much I spent on that show. I spent $600,000 of my own money and got damn near canceled for a sub goal that y'all paid for. Spent $600. Are You My Ball cost $600,000 and got canceled for it. So when y'all say, "Hey, why you ain't chilling? Why you ain't doing this and that?" I'm like, nigga, I spent a bag. Act like it's the worst content ever. I don't get it.
And now, with his new group, the Capaholics, DDG is still eager to work really hard for his fans.
Let me look at the camera. It is not what you think. Them boys is in there running a real business, bro.
Yeah.
It's not just no free-for-all, bro, because I was in there, I sat down, watched them hold a real meeting, like a team meeting like we would do because I own restaurants.
Right.
Like, this is what we do before we start the shift with our whole team, front of house, back of house, the GM. They had a whole meeting, 40-some people in the living room, like giving people their proper respect, shouting out to the crew members, shouting out to this person, what their goals were for today.
He's one of the first artists to fully live stream the creation of an entire album, including the people that showed up in his hit-a-thon. More recently, he also completed what is believed to be the first fully live stream tour, which included a full circle moment when he performed in his home state of Michigan. So DDG's the only person on this list who's actually more popular in 2026 than he was in 2016. But the final person on our list is an example of how chasing success is not always the best route and probably one of the best examples of a retirement plan. In the 2010s, PewDiePie was the king of YouTube.
It's amazing. My job is to play video games. It's the job that all the parents say will never exist. Right.
And throughout his career, PewDiePie mastered the art of maintaining and building an audience. Having originally been known for gaming, he gradually shifted to making reaction videos and comedic content.
But Shane did make an apology where he said, "I'm sorry if I offended anybody." Oh, no, no. Oh, no, no. No, no. Shane, this is not it, okay? I'm sorry if I offended anyone, said in lengthy Snapchat video. Damn. Shane, if you need help with apology videos, just reach out. I'm really good at them. This is a big no-no.
Number one, I'm sorry if I offended anybody. If you are offended for someone,
I'm sorry you were offended. I know he doesn't mean it like that. It's just badly worded.
But during the 2020s, he posted less often. His viewership declined, and even considered quitting the platform.
You know, I had decided I was going to quit YouTube about 2 years ago. I just wasn't sure how to go about it, but in my mind, I was so set on it. Then I started looking back on why I started YouTube, or when I started. You know, I was in Sweden. I was living in all alone. I was technically on a good track. You know, I was in university. I had my career path laid in front of me. I knew, even though I wasn't feeling good, I knew I would be fine. But I remember how stuck I felt at that time, just doing something I didn't want to do whatsoever. So I was just doing YouTube, hoping, praying. Because it wasn't even a job back then, really, for gaming channels at least. That maybe it would work out. And just remembering how stuck I felt back then to now where I just feel so free, I just wanted to really say thank you for that, for making that possible.
Numerically speaking, PewDiePie is much less successful than he was in the 2010s. But this all depends on how you measure success. In 2026, PewDiePie is now a fully grown man with his wife and child living in Japan, and he posts videos on YouTube whenever he wants about whatever he wants.
We're in Kanazawa. We wanted to do a simple Shinkansen trip because Björny likes trains so much.